Hello everyone, and welcome to my video on how to make a paper bag. We're going to use some origami. It's craft work. You're going to be cutting and pasting and making a bit of a mess. You can see my first example there, another more complex example. This is aimed towards 9-year-olds, but 4-year-old can do it. A 15, 16-year-old can have a go at it as well. Hopefully the older you are, the more complex and more interesting it becomes. I'm going to hand over to Emma.
Hi guys, I'm making a bag today and you want to see me and subscribe our channel.
Yeah, subscribe to our channel. How did you decorate it?
I just decorated it with this pen and stuff and the stamps, like these stamps.
And you drew a heart.
Yeah, and I had it.
Okay, so we're going to get stuck into it. We're going to make your ruler. Your ruler is going to be made from an A4 piece of paper. You can see it's folded across just in half. And what's going to be really, really important is you run your fingernail up and down to get a really good fold. And you're going to be doing that over and over again today. So you can see I've opened it back up, and the left-hand section there I've just folded it over in towards the center. And the right-hand section I'm going to do the same thing. Now, you're probably realizing it pretty much straight away here that you're going to be pausing the video, rewinding, kind of replaying over and over again. This video is only about, just over 15 minutes long. Usually this kind of work I would do it with a class of 11, 12-year-olds over the course of about an hour and a half. So this, you can see I'm using a ruler now. Use a pencil, kind of digging into the page of the pencil. I'm over there on the left hand side there. It's roughly a lollipop stick in terms of width. And you can see I've just folded it over the ruler and I've creased it then with my fingertip again. Okay, so with that little flap over, you can see I've just taken the page and I'm going to fold that part, the last part, in half. Again, always just creasing down with my finger, and then I'm going to open that back up and then fold in half again back in towards the center. As usual, crease and do a final crease. And then we're left with the last section there, which again is going to be folded in half. So again, fold over the flap and then just bring that piece of paper up towards that line. And again, don't crease straight away, just hold it in place, fold once, twice, and the third time there. So yeah, a good fold is going to be key to this. So I've taken my ruler again. I placed my ruler at the bottom of the page, or in this case the right hand side, it looks like now. And it's going to draw a line down. So obviously I lined up the ruler against the end of the page. And I'm folding over that ruler, that piece of paper, and that helps to fold. I'm going to remove it then and just crease it again. So I'm using my fingernail there to just get a really good quality crease. So I want you to draw a dot where those lines cross. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And then I'm going to get you to draw these kind of V sections, starting at the dot, and you can color it in just lightly, just so you know what you're going to cut out. Again, starting at the dot, coloring that section, starting at the dot, just two V shapes, two lines coming down. And you get your scissors, and I'm going to speed this up. You just chop out those parts. The last part there I'm going a bit slower, because that's the section that you cut out there. If you want to pause the video now, and just to give yourself an idea of what you need to remove. So that's most of it done. We're going to fold over the top as well. Again, roughly the width of a lollipop stick, maybe a little bit more. Again, I've just drawn a line with my pencil using my paper ruler. And if you have a ruler, you can actually use it as well, that's fine. And then just going to fold over the ruler, take away the ruler, and then just finalize the crease. Just going over with my fingertips, and then again with my fingernail. So you can see most of these folds, you do it 2 or 3 times at least. So I'm going to fold up the bottom parts again. Fold over the edge. And again, I've done these creases already, but I'm going to do them again. This is probably the 4th or 5th time now these little folds are being folded, but they just get better and better every time you do it. And I'm going to just try to, without using any glue, just put it together. So you can see I'm going to hold it up and then just bring it together. So no glue at this stage, we're just trying to see what it looks like. Holding up that little flap and then inserting that other piece. And again, without any glue there, you've made a nice little kind of a tower of some sort. Normally what you do at this stage is not glue, and you would continue your drawing, your painting or whatever. But just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you the end part now, which is literally, this is the very, very last thing you do, which is what I'm doing right now. So adding glue to that flap. And I'm eventually going to fold it over and stick it. You'll see it now in a moment. So just a reminder, you do this right at the end of your project. So I've got a blank piece of paper in my hand right now, but you'll see in a minute. I will want you to color, to paint, to do tea staining, stamping, whatever, before you do this. Because now that I've stuck it together, I can't really do any work on it. So really the only reason I'm showing you this is to show you what you are going to do at the end. So at the bottom you're going to see those 4 flaps. Really all you're doing there is sticking one to the other. Okay, the last one you'll see is going to go nice and slow. So I've just put some glue on that and tapping it down. Now what you'll see there on the inside is not really sitting properly, so I've just got a pencil there and just trying to get it all to sit properly. Now look where my fingers are touching there. I actually should have put some glue underneath that before I constructed it all. So that was that little flap across the top that you would just fold down and that. Now this is an optional thing. Again, with a video like this I'm going very, very fast, but you can pause and fast forward, rewind, whatever, just to view that again. So this is all optional. You could just leave the bag as it was there. This is an upright tower. So we're going to look at the handles then. So you can see my bag is not stuck there, so I can actually continue to work on it. So the first thing you need to do is get a couple of pieces of paper. Now you need to make sure that that paper is not as wide, so it's thinner than one of those sides of your bag. So you can see I'm making it a little bit smaller, just checking it again, and it is smaller than one side. There is 2 pieces of paper in my hand there. All I'm going to do now is just freehand, just cut with the scissors. I'm going to cut a couple of kind of round U shapes here, U-shape handles. So this is the more simple one. It won't last that long, so if you've got a lot of things inside your bag, it's just a piece of paper. It is going to rip, but it's fine for a decorative one. So you can see I made 2 there because I had 2 pieces of paper in my hand. So flipping the bag around, just test fitting again. Notice the orientation there, so it's not actually 2 handles side by side. It's they're 2 separate parts there. So again, just applying a bit of glue. And try to pat down the glue. This is just a regular glue stick, it's not super glue. And that's roughly what it looks like then. A slightly more complicated one then will be to use some kind of string or wool or whatever. You want to avoid using sellotape, so what I'm doing here is I've just pre-cut a little piece of paper. Some kind of lightweight paper is best. If it's a really thick card, it doesn't really work, it doesn't really stick as well. So I've cut that just into the right size. I put on lots and lots of glue. The more glue the better here. And I'm just going to stick it down over, so just like you would a piece of sellotape. And also what I'm doing there with my fingernails is trying to find the shape of the piece of string and pat it down really well. Again, it's not glued instantly, so don't, if you pull on that, it'll probably just pull out. It is just a glue stick. So again, with the bag flat, what I'm doing now is just starting to draw on it. I've decided to draw something like a horizon, so like a landscape. And this is a technique that you can do. So this is real simple material. So it's just a tea bag, hot water, as hot as you can bear, really. Don't scald yourself, obviously. So don't literally boil the kettle and then put your fingers into that water. Now you can see I've added a little bit of paint. It can be any kind of paint at all, even kind of household paint. Just to add a little bit of influence to the colour of the tea. So the tea is kind of a rusty orange colour. And I've added a bit of green. This is kind of a shiny green paint. And I'm kind of squeezing the bag there as well. So that kind of lets these little rich water orangey drops kind of fall onto the paper. And that's coffee. So that's instant coffee that I'm just kind of throwing over the wet parts in particular. And that's going to stick. It's going to just influence the colour as well a little bit. So once it's dry, you can work on it a bit more. So I decided to, actually I held up the piece of paper and it dribbled up through the page there. And I've actually decided to work with that. So I've decided to draw a tree around the dribbles. You can kind of blow, because there's a lot of liquid there from the tea and the coffee. You can blow that around the page, and then, as you can see, I drew a house there. So what I'm doing here is the little kind of, it's a simple origami type thing. So I'm just folding a piece of paper, drawing a half of a butterfly and cutting it. Now the important part is that you leave the body. So just there, I've just cut the body. And before I open that up, I'm going to fold it over this way and the other way as well. And that kind of makes the body. And now when I open it up, it's a bit more interesting than just a flat butterfly. I'm going to stick that down then. Just there, I'm going to apply some glue and then push it on to the bag. And obviously open it up then. If you are worried about drawing something like this, then a slightly easier way to do it is just to trace. So screen of a phone or whatever, trace around that and cut it. Obviously if you're in secondary school, you're not going to trace, you're just going to draw it freehand. So there again, I'm just after putting a bit of glue onto the side of the body, pushing it down. Again, it's not super glue you're using, it's just stick glue. So you have to help it to stick. Open it up again and folding again. And opening it up and going to move the other wing. And that's it then. So that's my bag pretty much done. Anytime you do a bit of work like this, you can just, again, without using any glue, just fold it back and just have a quick look at it. How does it look on this side and that side? And you might come up with some more ideas then. So another possible technique you can use for this, maybe from the very, very beginning, so maybe rather than working a blank piece of paper, you could do this. So add lots and lots of water to the paper, and if you have some crepe paper, you just push it onto the wet page. You can see I'm using a very, very wet paintbrush. It's pretty messy. But what happens over time is all the inks and colours ooze out onto the page. You see I'm revealing it now after it's dried. And just to give you an idea as what it might look like as a bag, I'm just folding it there. So you can see front, side, back, whatever. It's kind of an interesting technique. For my own project here, I've decided for the tree, rather than painting it, I'm going to use this technique because I just happen to have some crepe paper around. So I'm putting a lot of water on there. It's there's basically a puddle. And I've got these random little cuts of crepe paper, and I'm just placing them onto that wet page. I'm being careful to not get it onto outside the tree there. I'm introducing some other colours as well, so a little bit of pink and some other colours there too that might have some kind of influence on it. So it's dry now, and then you can just push it away, or you just pour a load of glue on it if you really like it, and it'll stay there. And that's what it looks like then afterwards. Real simple technique. So this is it, that's zoomed up. So you can see the tea has been influenced by the green paint. The coffee is there as well. And you can see how the crepe paper looks when it dries. So again, just before you glue everything together, if you feel like you're nearly finished, you would fold everything again. It only takes a second, but all of those folds that you made before, they've kind of lost their shapes. It's always a good idea just to fold them over again. And that's it then at the end. The nice thing about a project like this is there's 4 sides to it. There are 4 independent little pieces of artwork. Okay, so thanks for watching. Emma's still colouring hers in there, as you can see. She's got loads of things there around her to stick onto it as well. So you can add all sorts of stuff that you want onto it. Whatever you have, not just what I've showed you. So thanks for watching and good luck with it.